What's going on, everybody? Good late afternoon. It is here, our second injury report of the week, second practice report, and it's interesting. It's an interesting selection of designations here. And look, I'm not saying that we need to panic, but I am seeing a couple things that I would rather have not seen. So it is Thursday. It is about time to start taking this stuff a little bit seriously and start to wonder. So, I mean, we'll get to the Cardinals injury report at the end of the video, but I think we already know they are clean. And while some stuff did pop up today, it's very unlikely the Cardinals are going to be dealing with any surprise injuries for this game. Their issues are known because they have players that went on IR long ago. So, Brady Henderson has the latest. Let's take a look at this Thursday report. Let's zoom in a little bit. And, yeah, you look at the did not participate list. Leonard Williams continues to not practice, but I'm not worried about that, right? There's nothing to really worry about there because he's been missing practice for the last couple of weeks, and he's played the best football maybe of his career. So I'm not going to read anything into that. I think he's fine. Jonathan Hankins got added to the DNP list with a rest day, so we're not worried about that either. He doesn't really play that much anyway. But even if he did play a lot, it's a rest day, so nothing to worry about there. However, we do have two new names here. DK Metcalf did not participate, went from a limited participation yesterday to no participation today with the shoulder. And Ken Walker went from limited participation yesterday to no participation today with the ankle and the calf. Now, I don't want to read too much into it, but it's rarely good when a player goes backwards. You want the players to stay where they are or make progress. And it's not like Walker and Metcalf are players who are on the wrong side of 30. It's not like these are players that have a ton of miles on them and it makes sense to give them days off. And it's not like they ever got listed with, rest designations. Now, the silver lining is that we know that Metcalf didn't practice Wednesday or Thursday last week and had no problems going for the game. So, more than likely, that is the outcome here for both Metcalf and Walker. But, I'd personally much prefer to not be dealing with any injury designation on him at all. And at the end of the day, even if he's going to play, this tells you that he's probably not 100%. And 100% would be nice to have right now, given that we're basically playing a game that will maybe decide the division. So definitely concerned about that. Limited participation was just Brady Russell with the foot injury. He remains limited. Doesn't really matter that much either way because he doesn't play that much even when he's healthy. And Michael Dixon with the back injury remains limited, so not really sure how to read into that. It's not often a punter gets hurt, and it's not like some season ender. I've seen punters get hurt and tear their ACL and be out for the year, and then it's just, it's definitive. But with something like this, not so sure. So they continue to indicate that he'll play, but we don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out probably by tomorrow. And if he's out, we'll bring in another punter, and it probably won't be the end of the world, but I'd rather have my punter. All right, so that gets us to full participation, which happily most of the players were listed as such. Tyler Lockett, he was resting in the first place, so he's full. Jaron Reed, same thing as full. Lakin Tomlinson, same thing as full. So those guys we were never worried about anyway, but also full participants were Abe Lucas, who went from a DNP yesterday, so he's just getting days off because of the knee injury. Makes sense. Ernest Jones went from limited to full, so seems fine. Charbonnet remains a full participant, so does Noah Fant. So does Stone Forsythe, although he has not been activated yet, so it's unlikely he'll be able to play this weekend. AJ Finley full. Kobe Bryant full. Uchenna Nwosu, full, and as we said earlier, now activated. Enrique Woolen remains full. So all that stuff should be fine. Shouldn't have any issues with these players. So the overall picture has changed a good amount from yesterday. overall, it still feels like there's not a lot to worry about, but I didn't need to see Metcalf and Walker go the wrong way today. I'll put it to you that way. I'm not saying it's going to mean anything. I'd be surprised if it meant anything. I'm very confident that Metcalf will play, and I'm pretty confident Walker will play. But it'd be nice for them to be 100%. And clearly, they're not. Maybe they're 90%, and that's close enough, but something is holding them back at least a little bit. All right, the Cardinals injury report, I found this from a Theo Mackey on X here, so let's just go ahead. Looking only at the Cardinals side of things, you can see that their situation got a little bit more complicated, actually. They did add some names today. One guy's sick, so Keitrell Clark, who's like one of their backup corners. So we don't have to worry about that. But let's take a look at everything else here, because this is stuff that may matter. Although I would say they don't have anybody out. Kelvin Beachum was a rest day yesterday. Today, practiced in full, so he's fine. Like I said, Keitrell Clark, limited, but he's sick. So I seriously doubt there's a problem there. Elijah Jones, cornerback with the ankle, is limited after practicing, after not even having a designation yesterday. So maybe there's something there. Naquan Jones, defensive lineman, elbow injury, was not listed with any kind of a designation yesterday. And now he is limited. Don't know what's going on there. Not exactly their star players, but when you look at the other injuries the Cardinals already have on their defensive line, not really getting anything out of Darius Robinson. Dante Stills, still technically limited. Both those guys were still limited today, so it's worth monitoring, even though they're both probably fine. And you know they already don't have BJ Ojulari, and they don't have Gardeck. A guy like a Naquan Jones, who normally it wouldn't really matter that much if he plays, it might matter. So we're just going to have to see how this pans out. I don't know how to read into this, really. Guys who were not designated with any kind of an injury yesterday are totally fine today. Or, excuse me, not totally fine today. Who knows? But, yeah, that's really about it. That's really all I can say about this. It's still not a very long list. I will say Dante Stills, they need that guy. Like I said yesterday, if Dante Stills is out, that's really, at this point, probably their best pass rusher. They can't afford that. All right, so that's the injury report. Let me know what you guys think. I didn't hear anything explicit from McDonald or anybody else about Metcalf or Walker, which leads me to believe that they're fine. I feel like if there was actually something happening here that could keep them out, the team would come out and address it, but I'm not going to completely trust that until I see the good news tomorrow. Okay. See you guys later. Probably no more videos today. We're going to have stuff tomorrow, as always. And, yeah, everyone get ready for the weekend. It's coming up pretty soon here. Go Hawks. Let's get healthy and get this win.